Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is February 9th, and we got another mild day out, but guess what? We do have a pretty good chance of some rain coming up at the beginning of next week. I'll get to that in just a moment. On our show today, we have a segment with Maggie Blackwell of United, and she primarily talks about landscaping. They have their landscaping meeting, so we'll go over different things, some projects that they're working on, and she talks about the Yellow Stake program and a few other things as well. Dan Elweiler is going to stop by, Sterling Financial Advisors, and the topic is, of course, going to be the stock market and how it's taken a correction, as they are saying, over really the last week or so. So talk all about that, and maybe you can see what's on the horizon, although he always says he doesn't have a crystal ball, but we'll talk about it anyway. Then a gentleman is coming by, Eli Zimmerman, and he teaches a new class called A Matter of Balance to the Recreation Department. He's going to tell you all about that. Those classes are full right now, but then another session will start up in a couple months, and so we'll tell you how you can sign up for that. As far as meetings go today, third board agenda prep meeting in the Sycamore Room, and that'll happen at 9:30. Now let's get to the weather, and as I said, today we have another mild day, a little bit cooler than what we had yesterday, but it's just absolutely beautiful out. Let me get out of the way here, and you can kind of take a look what it looks like outside. It is really nice out there, and as we move forward, tomorrow we're going to have a little cool system come in, and do expect a pretty good chance of some thick morning marine layer, and the clouds will hang around for a while, but then should part ways, particularly as we get later in the day. And on Sunday, we have like one day, believe it or not, of a little bit of offshore breeziness coming in. Not much of anything, but then take a look at Monday, Tuesday, and really Wednesday. This is that low pressure system I told you about, the cutoff low, so you're never quite sure exactly where it's going to play out. But everything, all the different sources I look at show a chance of rain coming in on Monday late evening, and then a very good chance, 40%, for both Tuesday and Wednesday. Some areas of Southern California are predicting maybe a 65% chance, and then maybe even into Thursday. So we got a kind of a 2.5, 3, 4 day spread of a very good chance of rain coming in. So we'll see what happens, but all the forecasts do show that. Now, let's look around the state, and this weekend around the state's looking pretty darn good. Cooler on, depending, really the north will be cooler on, I would say on Sundays. For us, our cooler day will be on Saturday, but overall, still for February, you can't beat that at all. Just pretty nice everywhere you go. Even the Sierras, that is Tahoe and Mammoth and those areas, that's pretty mild weather. However, this system that's going to start to come in, this low pressure system, is more to the south. So there is a chance of next week our local mountains getting some snow out of this. I doubt the Sierras will, because this low will be centered a little bit more in Southern California than in Northern California. So maybe some snow to our own ski resorts next week. That'll be nice. Okay, we'll be back in just a moment.
Did you know that we are living longer, healthier lives than ever before? And did you know that social interaction, brain stimulation, and exercise improve your quality of life? Did you know the Saddleback College Emeritus Institute offers 200 tuition-free classes to older adults in South Orange County? With over 30-plus locations between Lake Forest and San Clemente, it has never been easier to take advantage of your third act of life. Sign up today.
Life changes, but your routine doesn't have to. With Coastal Medical Alert, you are never alone. With Coastal Medical Alert, there are no hidden fees, setup fees, and your installation and activation of your device are absolutely free.
Coastal Medical Alert is a wonderful thing to have, and I wouldn't be without it.
Coastal Medical Alert, proudly serving the Laguna Woods community. Call today for more information.
Well, with me right now from United Mutual is their board secretary, Maggie Blackwell, and today we're going to talk about landscaping.
Yes, we had a really good meeting this morning. We had Bruce Hartley, who has had 4 months now as our head of service, and he says we are responding and keeping track of requests. We've had staff changes. The requests have dropped down and the closure rate has increased. The open tickets have dropped down, so things are really looking better. We're catching up on the calendar of landscape events, which is going to make residents a lot less irritated. When they see us out there working, they get some comfort that things at last will be restored. So
very good.
So that looks very good.
So one of the issues, breezeway and understair planting, and these are for the two-story buildings, right?
Right. Casa Linda and Casablancas have a staircase from the ground level.
Right.
And behind that staircase is about a 5 by 3, I would guess, not being an engineer, 5 by 3 foot, a rectangle of what was originally dirt. It was there to allow planting by residents in that particular area to spruce up that area. Otherwise, it is a nothing there. And so most residents in those buildings do get together and do put plants in them. Some of them put pots in them. Some of them park bicycles there, which is perfectly okay. And some of them put fake plants down there or just even redwood chips or something. But it's up to the residents what they want there. Recently, we had some residents in one building, and none of them wanted to take care of it anymore, so they demanded that United plant something there. But since that is the original condition of the building, then anything that we do will be an alteration by the owner. So, so it would be a billable service. But we do offer, we will do, we'll put pavers in, or we'll put gravel or chopped granite or something like that, or some of them will cement over. That runs between $300 and maybe $500 for ripping out whatever is in there now and for placing in something there. But it has to be the members that request and sign for this, not just a renter. It has to be members, because this is an alteration to a member's area.
Right. Now, if that was request made, would everyone that would be involved, however many units, all have to agree to it and chip in on the price?
Yes, they would have to agree. All the owners of those units, those 8 units, would have to agree. Whether they agree to all chip in or not, the bill has to be paid by someone there. Right. But they wanted United to pay for it, and United to be available to pay for that any time any resident abandons it. Well, we don't have an extra $50,000 a year to do that. And besides, that would make a permanent change for residents who might not want a permanent change. So we have to be very careful when we touch those. So we have to treat it as a member request.
Okay, all right. Now, something else that's been talked about and over the past maybe year and a half or so, and that is species-specific tree trimming.
Oh, this is fabulous. Yes, this is fabulous. Bruce and Bob Merget spoke about that this morning. It is so good. We are on a 34-month cycle, and the Arbor Pro has all the trees in it now, so we can be even more specific. Some trees, like a carrot wood, throws off all those little fruits every year, and the members get really stressed out because they can't get their walkers through there safely if it's close to a walk, and so on, and it makes a big mess, and it's a hardship for them. If we are specific species trimming, we can plan those trees to be trimmed at just the right time so that when they pop, they won't pop out so many of these things. And so we will rotate them, or we'll exchange that for a tree that really doesn't need trimming every 3 years. So we put these frequent trimmers, blend them in with the not so frequent needed trimmers, and we come out with an even allocation of work time and so on. But this will be a wonderful event. There are queen palms, weeping fig, the Canary Island pine throws out pine needles like a shedding dog,
Yeah.
you know, and people go crazy and say, oh, it's filling up all my gutters in my patio, and I'm going nuts. And so we could do this the tree needs to be trimmed basically every year to do this, but it would be a quick trim job and could be done in that order. And that is a wonderful benefit of the Arbor Pro, because we now know where all of those trees are and how close they are to every building and every walk, so we can make good plans now.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So something else is a landscape maintenance manual.
Right. This is the landscape maintenance manual, and this is the logo which they put on it in 2011. I think it's really cute. Before that, it was just a green page. This has the regulations and so on for plantings, resident plantings, the yellow stake program, resident abandonment, and so on of their plantings. And this was a guide but it was one resolution passed here, one over here, one here, and nothing actually jibed together. The basic one was the first yellow stake program, which was only for dwarf fruit trees, and it was quite clear that you needed a yellow stake to plant a fruit tree, and the fruit tree must be a dwarf, because we can't stand big trees everywhere, and so on. And with your taking of the yellow stakes and demarking the spot, you tell landscape maintenance to stay away, that you will single-handedly manage this. If you do not, and we find it's out of compliance, then compliance can come after you for litter or whatever, breaking this rule and so on. And alas, we'll give you a timeline to fix it up, and that would be okay. If not, we have to fine you or something like that, or get it as a chargeable service if we do it. But the rest of the manual, all these other resolutions are very unclear. They say members may plant around their units, but they don't say within 6 feet or 3 feet or 10 feet. And over the years, we were walking around today in a couple of areas, and we must have passed 20 yards where the owner has now claimed everything out to the path or everything out to the street. This is simply not possible. With the new delineation, with the new landscape manual, we will set out the guidelines. Theoretically, the guidelines were first the sprinklers for the lawn. All right? The sprinkler comes out for the lawn. Here's your home. Here's a sprinkler coming out for the lawn. Those are on here. And then there was a 1-foot dirt edge so the mowers could come by without hitting the sprinklers. Well, there are several folks who have now planted their plants out past the sprinklers and over into the grassy areas, and their plants are creeping and creeping and creeping further and further, and some of them just planted past all the way, you know. There are some that are 8 or 10 feet too far. That is too far. We can bill you for restoring that property to United, or we may not choose to do that, but take forewarning, those of you that have extended your plantings. They better look really, really, really good, in very good care, or it will draw our attention or a complaint from a neighbor. And this is one of the issues we have to deal with on this, because the original idea for any resident planting was you get the okay first. And that's what the yellow stake was about. And everyone says you get the okay first. Well, people aren't getting the okay first. They just go out, and there may or may not now be be handing over a plan of what they want. You know, like I want this here, and I want this here, and I want these things, a podocarpus here, and heavenly bamboo here, and this and this and this. And so that we know we can get an idea that it is actually going to look nice in the area, and they can control it. Alas, what has happened in some areas is they have a sidewalk over here, and so they planted bushes that have grown very tall here, so they're no longer interested in them. So then they plant the next bushes out here, and they get very tall, and so they just keep creeping out. Each season they add another row of plantings out, and really what needs to happen is the innermost ones needed to be trimmed back and repaired, and they didn't do that.
Okay.
So some of them have kind of a rat's nest there, which is not good.
Okay, and of course it affects landscaping and
Oh yes, it does.
their efficiency as well.
The mowers can't mow, and some areas look so deserted, it's questionable. You know, is anyone still taking care of these or not?
Yeah.
And so we can either refer them to compliance, which is what usually happens, or under this new one, you need permission for when you get your yellow stakes and want to do planting. You need permission from the landscape department, and then it goes to the committee, just like the alterations for buildings do. Like you want to put in a skylight, it goes through several steps, and that's what we may need to do. It will at least get us some consistency and organization. Last year, everything grew like a weed, so a lot of residents' things went wild. I've seen some beautiful redos. Some residents have torn out their old stuff, and using the same talent which they used at first, they have planted new wonderful gardens. So kudos to those people, and to everyone else who's trying to please their neighbors and themselves. That's good, but don't keep creeping out into other territory.
Okay. And this manual you're looking at?
Right. This is going to be redone.
Okay.
A few of the resolutions will need to be superseded and canceled when we complete this new one.
Okay.
And we do have a great amount of work done by staff. This was a terrific task by staff to put together the new suggested amount, and we accepted many of the pages today, but we do have the particular ones about resident plantings and so on that we need to deal with very carefully in the committee meeting next time. That'll be in April, so that we are sure not to infringe on anyone's right or put anyone in a bad spot. Okay. Or try to say United will take over and do everything for nothing. This is when you abandon your garden or you give your garden back, because you have had it, it is your responsibility to return it in a untilled condition, kind of like. And so United doesn't have to go in and haul out all those nasty rose bushes. We had to walk around some that an owner had planted right next to the walkway, and they'd been trimmed back, but even so, it was kind of frightening. So be careful what you do with your stuff, and keep it tidy.
All right, very good. Thank you for coming on.
All right.
We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you.
And remember, folks, United's regular meeting is next Tuesday, 9:30 in the boardroom. We'll be right back.
I'm Dr. Leif Loberg, and I want to welcome you to our brand new facility here in Laguna Woods. We've been serving the community since 2006, and we're super excited to bring you an awesome team of doctors, Dr. Jackson, Dr. Asaturians, Dr. Vian, and myself, here to serve you in our brand new state-of-the-art facility. Call us in the morning and we'll get you in the same day, guaranteed.
At El Toro Pharmacy, your health needs and your quality of life is our top priority. We can be trusted with all your prescription needs, delivered free to your doorstep. Call us to have your prescription transferred. We will take care of everything. No hassle to you. We are a full-service pharmacy carrying all your over-the-counter medicines at competitive prices. And we offer complete diabetic care and your immunization requirements too. Under new management, come visit us in Moulton Plaza. El Toro Pharmacy will never be undersold, and we offer the finest after-sale services.
Well, with me right now is Dan Ohlweiler, the president of Sterling Financial Advisors. And Dan, you know, I thought you were going to bring your crystal ball in today.
Well, it's at the cleaners.
Like the stock market.
That's right. That's right. It's a roller coaster ride, so to speak.
It is.
You know, I mean, it's interesting what the market's done, and people have short-term memories.
Right.
They forget
right.
what 2008 was like.
Right.
You know, and over the last couple of weeks, we've kind of seen that the market isn't always going to go up. You know.
Right.
And so I've had some people come in that a little bit concerned about what's happened over the last couple of weeks, but you know, overall, from the time that you know, in the last year or so, they're still up 6,000 points.
Right, and
Yeah.
I know you sent in a graph that shows that.
Right.
And next to it, I put just the 3 months one because
Yeah.
I was looking at that yesterday.
Right.
And even over 3 months, we're still ahead.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
My graph shows that what it was a year ago on 2/8
Yeah.
was 20,000. Okay, it was hit an all-time high of 26.6. So we're up
just a couple weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago, 2017, it was up 32 points or
Right.
32%.
Yeah.
Well, in the last couple of weeks, we're down. You know,
Right.
I mean, for the year we were up 7.5% or so, and over the last couple of weeks we lost about 2,500 points.
Right.
That happens.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, I compare that when I'm in my seminars. We talk about the stock market crash of 1987, and I don't know if you remember that or
I
not.
do, yes.
But it was called Black Monday.
Yeah, I do remember
And
that.
the market dropped almost 23% in one day.
Yeah.
Well, 23% today would be about a 6,000 point drop.
Yeah.
In one day.
Yeah.
So if people are getting nervous about, you know, a 500 or 1,000 point drop today, if it drops 6,000 points in one day, we'd really see a lot of
Right.
consternation.
What do you think is driving this? I know there's
Couple of things.
concerns about
Interest rates. Yeah.
and even some of the tech stocks, right?
Yeah, and I don't really understand that other than the fact that the Fed says the economy has picked up. We're doing a lot of, you know, unemployment is down. They're worried about inflation, and so the way to control inflation is to raise interest rates. Well, that makes the market nervous.
Right.
Yet at the same time, we have all these good economic reports
Right.
of earnings and things like that. I still think you're going to see a lot of good economic news as people or as companies bring that money back from overseas.
Right.
That they have that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think you're still going to have a lot of good economic news, except interest rates are probably going to start inching their way back up.
Yeah, we've already seen that, an announcement. I know some of the tech stocks, but particularly Apple, that we're talking about how they're bringing back, I don't know the amount of money, but
Billions.
it should
Billions.
be about 38 billion in just tax
Right.
money paid back to the United States.
Right.
I don't know how much total they're bringing back.
Right.
But when they talked
Well,
about
that's just
that, when
Apple.
Tim Cook
I
talked
mean, you've
about
got
that,
General
yeah.
Motors, you've
Exactly.
got
They're all doing
Walmart.
that.
A lot of people
Yeah.
have money overseas that, you know, they didn't want to bring back because of the high tax rate,
Yeah.
and then they get this one opportunity to bring it back at 15%. Sign me up, type
Right.
of thing, you know. And we're seeing that with some of these bonuses that our
Yeah.
companies are giving out and everything. But the thing that's going to be a little bit concerning is that as these interest rates go up, our national debt and the servicing on that debt is going to start costing us a lot more money.
That's right, because it's not just here the interest rates would go up.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so people that are buying, you know, U.S. Treasury bonds, you know, whether it's China or whoever it might be, are going to start demanding higher returns on their investment. Well, I read something maybe a year or two ago that says that if the interest rates go up 0.25%, because of the national debt that we have, it would cost us $240 billion of additional interest
Wow.
on our debt.
Yeah.
Because we have $20 trillion sitting out there that we have to refinance.
Right.
And so I don't know that the government can afford to have interest rates go too high because of the servicing of the debt that it's going to create. So, you know, a lot of seniors and savers want to see higher interest rates, go back to 6, 7, 8% rates.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know that it's going to get up back that far.
You're
you
right.
know? And interestingly enough, you know, just a couple of weeks, we see the market react. That's not the correction we're talking about. There's going to be a major correction along the way.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's going to come, whether it's going to be this year. I would think that this year is still going to be okay because of the tax reform that's taken place. But the market's a funny animal. You can't predict what it's going to happen.
Right.
At least my crystal ball can't.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that the employment rate is, the unemployment rate, I should say, is way down, and yet that can have an adverse effect on the markets. It's almost like there's a sweet spot where they want to see enough unemployment where maybe the big businesses can, you know, pick and choose
Again, I
who they
think
want.
this goes back to the fear of inflation.
Yeah.
Where the economy is running pretty smoothly. We've seen an uptick in the GDP, you know, and the Fed's saying we don't want this to get out of hand. We went through that hyperinflation in the 80s.
Yes,
you know, when gas prices went through the roof, we had to wait in line. We were seeing 15, 16% CD rates,
yes,
you know,
yes.
and I remember those days, and that was great for savers, but the people that were having to spend money on mortgages and things like that, it was crazy, you know. And so the feds are concerned we don't get into a hyperinflation area, but at the same time, every time you raise interest rates, you know, it has a negative effect on the market.
Right, and also, you know, the value of the dollar.
Sure.
You know, we always want to be very, I guess, sort of proud and say our dollar is strong all over the world. However, guess what? It has a negative impact as well.
Well, yeah, again, we're going to, if you have sound economic principles supporting the dollar, that's okay.
Right.
But when you're running the deficits that we are and the national debt that we have, those dollars don't seem to have as much value as when we're on strong economic footing.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, you know, we've had, you know, a pullback basically over the last 2 weeks has wiped out the whole gains for the year. Now we're still up over from a year ago.
Right.
But, you know, we've got to realize that, you know, you kind of reset every year and kind of, okay, we were up 30% last year, but we're down 20% this year. You know, you kind of got to, what is it that we're trying to do? I've always said in my seminars, it's not how much money we make that counts, it's how much money we end up keeping.
Yeah.
You know, so going forward, you know, you've got to kind of reevaluate what it is, the goals we have in retirement is going to match our risk tolerance.
Right. What do you think about, you know, a lot of talk recently about the trades, the trade deficit, whereas the tariffs, I should say, about the unfair advantage that maybe China and other markets have.
Well, people are always afraid to get into trade wars.
Right.
Well, you're going to put tariffs on my goods, we're going to put tariffs on your goods.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we've kind of been on the wrong side of that issue for the past 8 to 10 years because China has put in tariffs on our goods, but we haven't done it with them.
Right.
And so, you know, it's a little bit unfair, and to his credit, President Trump has been trying to change that. People don't like trade wars.
Right.
The market doesn't like trade wars.
Right.
So, in order to get things back in line, we may have to have some volatility in the market, you know. But eventually it'll settle down again under normal circumstances and realize that, hey, this is the norm going forward then.
Right,
you know.
right.
So the market likes certainty. They don't like uncertainty.
You mentioned that before,
Right.
and I know during the election you mentioned that. The interesting thing is when Trump got in, you didn't see much volatility there.
Well, I don't know if you looked on the election night.
Yeah.
But the futures of the Dow Jones was tanking.
Oh, was it really?
Oh,
okay.
it was really bad.
Yeah.
During, you know, overseas and everything in the futures, and it came back up. But to his credit, or maybe if you don't want to give him credit, whatever it is, the markets have been up, you know, 25, 30% since the election.
Right.
Even today, you know, it's gone up 4,000 points. You know, well, that's not a bad run for a year, you know.
No.
But, you know, we'll see what happens. I thought the Tax Act would help the market again this year, but, you know, here we are 2,500 points down for the first, you know, quarter.
Yeah, you never know.
Who knows? The thing that you have to realize when we're keeping some of our assets in the market, in the equity markets, you have to realize, hey, I'm in this, you know, for more than just a year or two.
Yeah.
I mean, I have other assets that may work as my income producing assets or my foundation.
Right.
These assets over here, I've got to have some risk tolerance. It is going to go up and down, you know. So when you get into the retirement stages, you've got to make sure your risk tolerance matches your portfolio.
Right.
So
yeah, good way to go. All right, always good to see you.
We got seminars going on.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you have room?
We always have room for people if they want to come in. If they're full, we always got one scheduled for a week or two in advance. So.
All right, and their phone numbers on the screen along with the website 859-8900-949 area code at sterlingfa.com. So you can go on there and look for upcoming events and seminars, and Dan and all his team there anytime you want to go in and just talk to them for the first time. And
yeah, just sit down and talk and maybe get a second opinion as to what we might be able to do.
Yeah, very good. Always good to see you.
Good to see you, Ken.
You take care.
All right.
And next time,
maybe better news next time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see. This is not world-ending news.
No, not at all.
Yes, not at all. All right, take care. We'll be right back.
It's time for a reinvention. It's time to write new chapters in our life stories. Every story includes a middle, where important events unfold. A second act, if you will, where characters learn more about themselves, where people discover how truly different life could be. A reinvention. A retirement. It's time to turn your hobbies into creative businesses. To volunteer using skills gathered across a lifetime. To hit the open road in search of new horizons and fresh faces. It's time to grab those grandchildren and hold them close. Grand adventures. Simple pleasures. Today's retirement is different. It's not the final chapter in the book of life, but rather a new beginning. A second act.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sean Thomas. Welcome to Sports Talk. Come join me here every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. for sports highlights, tournament news, and interviews for Laguna Woods residents and around the world. Hey, maybe even Broadway. It's a beautiful day for a ball game. Put it on your calendar. Thursday mornings, a great way to start your day with me and the Sports Talk way. Or even a triple's okay. I'll see you then.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there. But some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
Welcome back. With me right now is Eli Zimmerman. And Eli is and his wife are new to the community. You moved here, well,
April.
not quite a year ago,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's new.
Yeah.
That's fairly new. So welcome.
Thank you.
First of all, what brought you down here from LA?
Well, we were up in LA, and it got increasingly hassle. You know, the driving, the parking.
Yes. The worst in the United States once again, right?
You know, and the lifestyle was very stressful.
Yeah.
And we heard about Laguna Woods and came down and visited. It seemed like fantastic, and it's proven to be. We're really happy here.
Fantastic. And you are, I see you're a graduate or master's from UC Berkeley in public health, and another from Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, University.
In psychological education.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about today, though, is you have a class called A Matter of Balance.
Right.
And tell us about that. And
we
got the flyer up, and I do want to say before
Yeah.
we start, this particular session is sold out, but there are going to be other ones.
Yes.
And people can call Recreation for information on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jennifer Murphy at Recreation was very kind and put a little announcement in the Globe last Friday.
Yeah.
Came out last Friday. By noon, she called me and said both classes were full.
Wow.
Yeah. And so then, and by the end of the day, there's a waiting list of 18.
Wow.
So
and we had you scheduled from last week.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, that's
So
why you're on today.
It's filled, but you know, we're looking forward to doing some more of those classes, but they're designed really for small group. So,
Okay.
you know, 16 people. And I'm going to develop a class that is much broader,
Okay.
accommodates a much larger population, because there's really a lot of interest here.
Yeah.
I hadn't been aware of that. And so there's a lot of interest, and we'll try to accommodate the interest and needs of folks.
Well, it's one of the biggest concerns as we get older of falling.
Yes.
And I'm sure you know that a fall for a senior is just can be absolutely devastating and life-threatening.
Yes.
Compared to if you're 20 years old and have that same fall, you bounce back in a week.
Exactly. In fact, you know, when I came here this morning, I was talking to Julie, I guess it is, the makeup person, and telling her about what I was going to be talking about, and she said that's exactly like my mom. So her mom fell in the shower, wind up having to go to the hospital, and then when she came back, she was very hesitant to walk around and very hesitant to go out and see her friends and socializing. So that's really a pattern that happens. People fall and they become more isolated, and then as a result, they get weaker, and they lose their social support, and they get depressed. And it's a downward cycle. So it's a big deal.
So what is it that in your class that you do? Is it for people who are just anyone, or some people who maybe had falls? Do you reteach confidence? What is it that you do?
Well, the course is actually designed, it's what's called an evidence-based course.
Okay.
So it's based on scientific evidence, and it came out of the University of Maine. But here, locally, it's been sponsored by the Area Agency on Aging.
Okay.
And the two main things that it does is give you an idea of the kind of risks that you can reduce.
Right.
And the second thing is really address kind of the psychological issues of concerns that limit people, just as I said, they become more withdrawn, and there's a cascading cycle that makes them more prone to fall and those kind of issues.
And reducing risks around the home is actually pretty easy to do.
It is. It's something that many people can do themselves, and then the things that they can't, it's easy to have a handyman come in and take care of those. But a lot of them are, obvious, but you don't really think of them as hazards. It's like grab bars in the bathroom.
Right.
Turns out the bathroom is the biggest risk area in the house.
Yeah.
Followed by the kitchen. So in the bathroom, you've got the issues with the shower. You've got getting up and down and up off the toilet, and also you have the rugs in there. Some of them are not rubberized.
Right.
And
yes.
so it's possible to slip.
Yeah.
So that's a big area. It's relatively easy to take care of, and there's some resources around here that make it even easier. So you get
there definitely are.
You got the big box stores.
Yeah.
You got Home Depot and you got Lowe's, and then there's a nice store right on El Toro in Malton called Adapt to It.
Adapt to It. Yeah, they're good friends of ours. Yes.
Yeah, and they're really friendly and really helpful, and you can go down there and they can give you advice. And anyway, so it's a nice resource.
So I see you're also a certified life coach.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask about that because that's something you probably didn't hear about years ago.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, what's that all about? So tell us what that's all about.
It's a brand new field, and is based in what's called positive psychology. And positive psychology also is a new field, and it's being taught now in all the major universities. And a life coach is like a psychotherapist and clinical psychologist. In those fields, you deal with the past and resolve things that may be impacting your present.
Okay.
A life coach helps people think about the future and how you can create a life that's fulfilling and full of happiness. And so we work with people envisioning the future, and then week by week taking steps, the steps that that you need to do in order to fulfill that vision.
Okay.
So it's very fulfilling.
All right, but you don't get into things like investments or things like it's more about taking positive steps and
yes,
how
it's
a
process-oriented field.
All right, so that's and that's something your class is not about, right? Or is it? Or do you go over that a little bit?
Most of the class is not, but there's kind of a formula for behavior change. It's called awareness, decision, and action, ADA.
Okay.
For people who are concerned about falling, as I say, most of the people you come out of this interview and you may say, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to take some action to take care of these to reduce my risk." But then there's a lot of people that say, well, "I really should do that." And the should, nobody likes shoulds.
Yeah.
And so you steer away from shoulds. And if you find that, after a couple of days or a week, you haven't done anything, but you should, then, a life coach may be helpful because I can then work with you week by week to take the steps that you want to take, and having a little accountability to somebody else is very, very helpful.
Very good. Can you help me clean out my garage? Now, in the class itself, being that it's called A Matter of Balance, are people doing balance exercises?
There are some.
Okay.
There are some, but a limited amount. Each session covers a different kind of area. So the people in the class get a nice overview and some detail, but it's not a lot of detail other than the concerns.
Okay.
But I shouldn't say that. There is an ample amount of stuff. But the course that I'm going to design is going to have a broad overview at first, and then smaller groups related to the specific concerns that people have.
All right.
So I think that'll be effective.
And that one you're just coming up with now, so it might be a couple months from now.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how long it's going to take me to put it together, but if people are interested in that, what they should do is email me, and I'll send them both like a checklist to how to prevent falls in the house, and then when the course comes about, I will let them know about that. I'm not going to send a lot of
All
emails,
right.
but
And of course, the folks here can call the recreation department.
that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
And because you'll get on a waiting list for
Yes.
whatever comes up, and they're very friendly and very helpful.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Yeah.
Eli, nice to meet you, sir.
Pleasure. Thank you for having
I'm
me.
sure we'll have you back again sometime.
Good. I'd be delighted.
All right, you take care,
Okay.
and we'll be right back.
Good. Thanks. Whatever. Very nicely.
My father was a quiet man, and honesty was premier. Prior to his passing, it was emotional. The folks at O'Connor made it easier. They just went over and above and helped me get through this. If you have to go through this process, stop by O'Connor. You will not be disappointed.
At O'Connor Mortuary, our commitment is to serve our community with care and compassion.
Farmer Boys is loading crispy fries with our super secret recipe beef chili, shredded cheddar, and onions, and putting them on sale. Upgrade any combo to chili cheese fries now for just $1 more. That's a super awesome deal, only at Farmer Boys.
Farmer Boys is now open in Laguna Hills, located at 23952 Avenida de la Carlota, across from Ashley Furniture. We open at 6 a.m. Monday through Saturday and 7 a.m. Sundays. Laguna Woods residents, stop in for a free coffee and 10% off your bill.
If you truly want to make a difference, there's no better way than a career in California water, a dynamic, essential industry at a critical turning point.
Water is absolutely the most crucial thing hitting our Central Valley and our state.
It's work that's so essential that people want to stick with it if they're in it.
It will be life-changing, not only for yourself, but for generations to come.
Through times of drought, aging infrastructure, and a growing population, the water leaders of tomorrow will seek innovative solutions to unprecedented challenges, helping protect California's most vital resource.
We have to broaden our network so that we can bring all the bright minds together to solve a problem that has to be solved.
It's a valuable resource. We need to protect it, and we always need people to do that.
The water business isn't just about delivering water, moving it from point A to point B. A new wave of opportunities are emerging, from working in the field to a water quality lab, shaping policy in a boardroom to customer service and human resources, tackling complex regulations, or leveraging technology for critical improvements in water efficiency and sustainability.
It's not just building pipes and pump stations anymore.
We need engineers, we need those in the hard sciences, we need those in the soft sciences, people that understand law, understand public policy.
You need the accountants, you need the rate setters.
We need all types and all hands on deck.
There's nothing more central to California's future than carrying on the water industry's mission.
It's a tremendous responsibility we have in delivering that water resource that you can't live without.
If you really want to make an impact, then this is where you're going to have the most impact.
In California water, you'll find a vast array of long-term, well-paying careers with numerous opportunities to grow and make your mark, and new initiatives welcoming the next generation.
It makes me feel like I can make a real big difference.
If you think that this industry is a non-changing industry, that's exactly the reason why you have to get involved. That's why you have to come in to affect that change.
It's only going to become more important as years go on, too.
Why not be that person to take the water industry to the next level?
We're going to have to be more innovative, we're going to have to collaborate more, and we'll need a new generation to help us do that.
The impact that your service will bring to public service and to water in general will last for generations to come.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Ken Bermude with the Orange County Sheriff's Department. We've seen an increase in phone scams where con artists pretend to be someone they are not, including law enforcement officers. Don't be a victim. Trust your instincts. If a call seems suspicious, it probably is. For example, the Orange County Sheriff's Department will never require payment over the phone. If you receive one of these calls, contact the Orange County Sheriff's Department as soon as possible and visit our website to learn more about scams.
South Bay Jewelry has established trust in Laguna Woods for over 35 years.
We are expert GIA gemologists and appraisers of jewelry, estates, watches, and valuables. It is evident that South Bay Jewelers' recipe of superior customer service, quality, and trust is the reason for continued success in Laguna Woods. We specialize in custom designing, bridal and anniversary, and watch and jewelry repairs, with all services done on the premises.
South Bay Jewelry, next door to OPA in Aliso Viejo.
Well, our movie coming up today, Friday, is called Marshall, and it chronicles the true story of Thurgood Marshall, who became the first African-American Supreme Court justice. And this really looks at the tumultuous time during the Civil Rights era and how some of the cases that he took on, usually civil rights cases, and how he built his law firm and then, of course, went on to be Supreme Court justice. It's really kind of takes that that era and up to a certain point. Excellent cast in this. Chadwick Boseman plays Marshall. Josh Gad is in this, and Josh Gad plays also another lawyer that ends up working with him. And Josh Gad is usually known for doing Disney films and doing comedies and musicals. Very different role for him. Also, Kate Hudson is in this, and she usually plays more light-hearted type roles. Also, James Carmwell is in this. Just an excellent, excellent cast, and very well done. I think you will enjoy this. This will be on at 2 o'clock today, and then at 7 o'clock. Marshall, great, great movie. Now, a movie, very different kind of movie, coming up on Monday called Logan Lucky, and this is by the same folks who brought you the whole Oceans movies, you know, Oceans 11. And it's kind of in that vein. Also a big cast. Channing Tatum is in this. Adam Driver, who is Kylo Ren on the Star Wars movies. Also in this is Daniel Craig, of course. You know him from a lot of things, but he's been James Bond in a few movies. Very different role for him. And this is sort of a, you know, if you're familiar with the Oceans movies, kind of the same type of movie. Kind of a comedy with you know, a little bit of plausibility in there, how they go about stuff, but a fun movie. And it's all about how they decide to pull off a big heist during a NASCAR race in North Carolina and how they go about it. Very quirky characters. The whole thing is full with quirky characters, but I think you'll enjoy it. That'll be our Monday movie. And both these movies are brought to you by South County Lexus, both Marshall and Logan Lucky. So there you have it. And other movies coming up, we have Blade Runner 2049 with Harrison Ford, a sequel to the one that came out all those years ago. By the way, the first movie, the era that it took place in was 2019, believe it or not, that movie that came out, I think, in 1982. This one takes place, obviously, in 2049. We also have The Birdcage with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane and Gene Hackman, just a really fun movie. And then our other movie, Witness, Harrison Ford, that came out back in the 1980s, and Only the Brave, a group of firefighters who were part of the Rocky Mountain or the Granite Mountain Hotshots, and it takes place in a small town in a big wildfire, and I think that's based on a true story as well. So really, really good movies coming your way, and we already got several in March, and we got some good ones coming up, including a couple that are up for Academy Awards. So we eventually, most of the time, are able to get those, that they become available. And I think last year we got probably about 8 of the 10 Academy Award nominees. Some just don't become available, but when they do, we try and get them for you. And we got a couple coming your way. Hey, I want to tell you about a couple things that are coming up. On Monday, the Alzheimer's OC Club here in Laguna Woods Village are having their meeting. It's called Memories in Making, a fine arts program for people with dementia. Learn how to encourage your loved one to communicate thoughts, feelings, and memories through art, which is actually proven to really work very, very well. That and music. So, you know, if you can attend this, this will be at Clubhouse 3, the Performing Arts Center, room 2 at 10 o'clock on Monday. Then also, kind of relating to that in a way, It's an exhibition celebrating village residents through portraiture. And this is going to be a free event February 17th at Clubhouse 2. This is going to be a lot of fun. Our own talented artists, whether it's paintings or drawings, photography, have done great works of portraiture of residents here, and they're going to be having expeditions. So this will be a very fun event that'll be coming up on February 17th at Clubhouse 2. Now let's get to the weather. And today, kind of like what we had yesterday, a couple degrees cooler. Tomorrow, though, going to have more of that marine layer coming in, and then in the evening as well. And then as we move on to Sunday, we have 1 day of breezy weather with a little bit of offshore winds. But then that low pressure system begins to drop down and brings us increasing clouds on Monday with a 20% chance of late rain, and then a 40% chance of rain on both Tuesday and Wednesday coming up. Now, I said earlier on all the different reports that I've looked at, they all kind of agree on this. So we'll see. Certain areas of Southern California have like a 65% chance of rain. So we'll see if it happens. Keep your fingers crossed. But you can see where that's our normal temperatures right there. 63, 62, rainy. That's kind of what it should be because we need our rain this time of the year. This is when we get it. And hopefully we do get some next week and maybe even into next weekend. Let's look around the state this weekend, and pretty mild everywhere you go. Those are the average temperatures I give you for the couple days. Look at Tahoe and Mammoth. That's actually pretty warm up there, only going down to 20 at night and 17 at Mammoth. Not bad. Now, the system that comes down for us next week is really in Southern California, so it should bring some snow to our local mountains, probably not the Sierras, this system. It's skirting down the Pacific side, and so our local mountains, Big Bear, Wrightwood, and those areas should get some snow out of the system coming in next week. All right, you take care. We will see you on Monday. We're going to get a report from Third Mutual, also the Village Library, and then Dr. Bidet, and also Breslin. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.